Hello and welcome to the Understanding Narcissist YouTube channel. This video is going to be about kind of a bread and butter narcissism 101 type subject or topic. And that is, as I've talked about a lot before, the difference between talk and action and what they do versus what they say. And particularly the relationship between the two, which is often that they'll say one thing and then they will do the exact opposite. They will say the good thing and then they will go and do a wrong thing. And sometimes it's eerily consistent amongst narcissists. They just do that. That's a regular thing with great frequency. The regularity of doing something that is the exact opposite of what they said they were going to do. Sometimes it's like a telltale sign that they're going to do the exact opposite when they say they're going to do something. And that's a dead giveaway with a lot of narcissists. I'm not going to say all. There can be varying degrees of it, kind of approximation. But I find that that opposites principle holds a whole lot more than it doesn't. And building off of the last video on kind of emotional acceptance, emotional self-acceptance, if you will, sort of my life affirmation video. This topic is going to go into a real simple idea. Everything they say, does it have an effect of some sort? Sure. They build up an illusion. They make people feel bad, or they make people feel pretty good to get them close enough so they feel bad, so they can get them to feel bad, and bait people. But actions do speak louder than words, especially on that emotional basis. And they can say lots of things that hurt you. But when they really prove it, when they really prove that they don't think you're worth anything, and that's their valuation of you, they prove it, they really confirm that, and try to push it into your head even further and get you to believe it, that you're worth nothing, or worse than nothing, is by what those actions say. Those things. And I'm not just saying specific clear-cut actions, but those too. My favorite is giving away your stuff. Every narcissist I've ever seen always trying to hold your stuff hostage and trying to get rid of your stuff. And sometimes it's reasonable. Maybe, or let me put that a different way. There may be a reasonable, logical excuse for it. Maybe you have too much stuff and stuff's cluttered up. Fine. But the way they treat it, the way they go about it is so emotionally destructive. They get that emotional kind of leak out where you can just see that vile, poisonous hate that's within them that they pour onto everything. And what that says to you about them, I don't have to tell you. Their evaluation of you has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. They don't want to believe it. Fine. That's great. But I can almost guarantee when you see those extreme reactions like that, these are extreme people. Extremely pathological people. Let's not kid ourselves. We know something's wrong. We know something is terribly wrong. And for that extreme reaction, there's an extreme emotion going on in there, boiling in there. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that there's something going on, that undercurrent, and that those actions are kind of your line to understanding those emotions. Those are saying all kinds of things about them. Their choices, the people they hang out with, the things that they do, the place they work at, their activities, their hobbies, any kind of endeavor, paints a very clear picture of them. And it may not be, I think it's the most comprehensive picture when you really look at what they do. But remove all the words, remove all the language and what they say, and watch what they do, and try to figure out why. Form a connection with those emotions, which you will do at some point. You will have that connection to them, and you can use it to read them. You can see a real damaged person at work here. And just how insightful this I don't want to overuse this, I keep saying this, but it's a tremendously useful tool. that when you're able to discern those two things, what they say and what they do, and all of a sudden things make sense. There is a model that explains everything. There is a logical step process to why things happen day to day the way they do. We're all creatures of habit. They are too. What's driving them? What are they feeling? Some people ask me, what do I think I'm doing telling narcissists how they feel? Because I do that sometimes. I talk about how they feel. That's a topic for a different video. My reasoning there as to why I do that. It has to do with self-contradiction and basically them revealing to you how they feel passively, indirectly. But tied to that idea of these are strong emotional statements. The actions are telling you what they're feeling. The actions are telling you what's going on. Those patterns of actions. And not, of course, just like my last video, not forgetting how you feel. Not forgetting how that whole dynamic works out. It's all a party, okay? There's multiple people. It's not just you, or it's not just them, or it's not just even you and them. There's a whole host of things, all the things that led up to their formation and continued, I don't want to say evolution, but how we change or don't change as we get older and why. And that also applies to you, but you're going to be changing, by the way. They're not going to be changing, but you'll be changing. And all that stuff, I'm a little bit vague in this video, but hopefully you understand what I mean. That the basic point here, that there's a whole lot going on. There's different facets to it. How they make you feel is a big part of it, and in particular, with what they do, with the actions they undertake, with the things they do on a daily basis that show you just what's going on, show you just how they feel about you, how they feel about things, the blatant disregard, disrespect, what they think you should be doing, what they actually think of themselves and what they think they're doing, which is usually, again, deeply conflicted. That there's a big difference between who they think they are and what they're doing, and that huge investment they make in making people believe something that simply isn't true so that they can believe it. All those things going on, those actions will shed more light and make everything make sense than any amount of talk that they do, any amount of explanation, though you will have to experience that as well. And by the way, it'll make more sense than anything I can tell you too. Then you'll start to see everything they put it together for you. I throw some ideas out there, but even if I try to connect them, you really don't feel it. You really don't understand it until you see them do it, until you see them kind of reveal it to you. They're the ones who prove it. They're the ones who kind of put all those pieces together. I try, but I can't do it better than them. They're going to do it, and they're going to do it so much better than me no matter how hard I try, and because they have to. And they're going to do it without even trying, because they're a victim to this disorder, to this problem. They can't, so they're going to do it whether they mean to or not, just by indulging this narcissism. I don't mean to say that they have a choice. They don't have a choice. They are narcissists. They have to be narcissistic. But that is the great virtue of narcissism. It always reveals itself to you at some point. When you're ready to look. If and when you're ready to look. So thank you for watching. I hope this video wasn't too vague, and I hope you derive some kind of usefulness from it or learn something from it. Share it with somebody you think might benefit from it as well. Comment in the comment section below. I love reading your comments. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.